Hi everybody, Cellini here. Had a great day today. I hope you had a great day as well. Had great nutrition today. Got out and got my 10-mile bike ride in the morning. Got some resistance training. Did some pad karate martial arts workout. So feeling good, feeling strong. Going to make a really nice healthy meal tonight. But first I want to share my video with you. And tonight's video is on pink Himalayan salt. And I hope you can see that beautiful pink color in there. Very vibrant. Super spice or food, very, very good for you. We're going to go into the science of it. So we got pink Himalayan salt here. Now, this is a natural salt. It's raw. It's unrefined. And we're going to talk about the differences in table salts, sea salts, other salts out there that you may be using. Now, this salt, the Himalayan pink salt, has 84 trace minerals in there. That's what gives it its pink color. And it's too long of a list to go on into all of them, but there's some great minerals in there with some super benefits to all systems of the body. So if you don't trust me on that, look up the science of it. You'll see what I'm saying. What happens here is we have major components in the body where this affects your biological fluids. This helps the biological fluids. It increases and helps your blood plasma, your lymphatic system, your extracellular fluids in your body. So the cells and outside the cells, all your fluid balances. It assists you in there. Blood plasma is important, obviously. Everything, our oxygen, everything travels through that blood system to our body for oxygen, for energy. Lymphatic system, which gets impurities out of your system. So this is the major systems of the body being affected. Synovial fluids, those are the fluids in your joints. So it can assist in reducing pain, arthritic pain, those type of things, because it assists the synovial fluid in the joints. When that starts drying up, we lose synovial fluid as we age, we start getting problems there. So that's a really good one for everybody at any age. It regulates your H2O, your water balance in your body. Huge there. And the reason that does it, it's an electrolyte. It balances the electrolytes. Sodium is one of the major electrolytes, but the sodium helps you balance the other electrolytes. Very, very huge there. Your electrolytes that affect every system in your body. What it does is it conducts cellular activity electrically. So we have biochemical things that happen in our body, and everything is based on an electrical system. All functions. Remember, central nervous system. That's a electrical system. To move my hand right now, there's synapses. There's electrical current that goes through the body, through the cell, that allows me to have that movement, for your heart to beat, for your lungs to breathe, respiration, all basic functions of the body, digestion. So that's huge. Electrolytes are super, super important. We're going to talk about what happens when those get out of balance. So very important. This is the major one right there that helps balance all the others. Again, central nervous system, heart, lungs, all the organs, digestive tract. So huge here. Now, I'm going to jump over for a second and look at different types of salt. So Himalayan salt versus sea salt and table salt. So if we look over here, you'll see that they both have sodium chloride, which is what the active ingredient from sodium or salts in our body. We get sodium chloride, and that's the thing that benefits our body. So they're both have them there, so we give them both a plus. Now we have 84 trace minerals with the Himalayan salts, and we don't know the number in the sea salt, but it's definitely not even close to that number. It's much, 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 much lower. Now, in sea salts, now the sea has been polluted with plastics for years. It's getting out of control. We all know that, and we know that plastic is a problem, everybody. When we use it too much, it's a poison to our body, a carcinogen. So it's a big problem. Well, when we look at sea salts, and they scientifically measure the microplastics in there, they see that 90% in there, 90% level of those microplastics. So it's poisoning your system. So poison, all right? The Himalayan salt is pure and clean. Now let's jump down and look at table salt. There's no trace minerals there. So minerals are very, very important to our body. And that sodium is a huge one. But the other minerals do many, many great and good things for us too. But no minerals in the table salt. You have microplastics there again. So another form of poison. They bleach most regular table salts. So, and bleach is a poison to your body. So that's taking away nutrients and minerals, getting them out of there. It's eliminating them. They also put agents in there for anti-caking so the salt doesn't cake up. You can see this is like a rock salt. So you got a little grinder here to make it more finite for you. But the table salts, they put those chemicals in there to get it to stay fine so it doesn't cake up and clog up. But that's obviously not good for you. That's a chemical, not good for the body. They found that there's aluminum in table salt. That's a bad metal for your body. You don't want aluminum in your body. It's very toxic to the body. They also put added sugars in there. And again, we don't need added sugars or we probably get too much sugar anyway, right? So we have to eliminate that. Blood sugar, diabetes, so on and so forth. Keeping that system balanced. We always talk about it. They add iodine. Iodine is not bad for you. You need iodine. But most people with an average, even healthy, medium healthy diet, you're going to get all the iodine you need. So you don't really need the added there. So those are your pros and cons on the different salts. Again, pumping the pink Himalayan salt for you tonight. Now, the average person needs about 1 to 2 tablespoons per day. Now, I recommend that you, to help the absorption, and again, for taste and so forth, don't just, we don't take obviously 1 tablespoon, 2 tablespoons at a time, but throughout the day. So for example, what I do is I just take this little grinder and I grind it into my morning tea, which I've done a video on. You can check that out with my apple cider vinegar morning tea that has a lemon and cinnamon, other things in there. You can check that video out. And also my sleepy time evening tea that I recently did a video on. You can check that one out if you haven't. So I'll just put a little in there. In the midday, I have some water and apple cider vinegar. I'll again just grind a little bit of salt in there. Today, after each workout, I got back, hydrated right away, an 8-ounce glass of water, put some pink Himalayan salt in there to keep that electrolyte balance. Because when we sweat, it dehydrates our body. We lose the electrolytes, including the sodium. So very, very important to hydrate. So use it throughout the day there. Experiment it with. I can tell you before I started using this, and I really, over the years, don't use really processed foods, canned foods, things that have a lot of high sodium in there. I don't add it to anything. If you notice my videos, I rarely add it when I cook. So actually, I realized later in life, and being very, very active, an athlete, I'm like that probably sometimes I was deterring my performance because my sodium levels, electrolyte levels, which affect your fluid balance, were going down, and ultimately your athletic performance. So I started using the pink Himalayan salt, and I tell you, sometimes I'll just, not just the water, but with that salt in there, I can see the difference when I add that salt in there compared to just hydration. Getting the electrolyte balance back is really huge for your energy levels. So loss of H2O and electrolytes is a problem, so you want to keep that balance. Salt, basically, like I said, sodium chloride. It produces hydrochloride in your stomach. This adds to your digestive tract. Remember, the gut health, immune system starts in that digestive tract, so that's a big one right there. It boosts your immune system. Oh, by the way, it kills bad microbes, bad bacteria in your body. So again, it's boosting that immune system. It boosts your adrenaline system, your adrenal glands, which are important for a lot of functions of the body. We talked on a recent video, my last one on stress, about the fight or flight syndrome that takes place, or system really, which is the adrenal system. So it's an important system. It has other functions than that, but it's important. We want it functioning properly. When the adrenal system is not working properly, it creates havoc throughout the body. So very important. Again, that's so high, can cause high blood pressure if you have too much sodium. All right, now you're not going to have too much with this, but super high sodium levels, and especially table salts and things that don't balance your system out with the minerals, you're going to just get overdose of the sodium, and it's going to increase your blood pressure, high blood pressure. The pink Himalayan salt will help reduce your blood pressure because of all the other functions that take place, or biological things that occur in the body. So let's come back over here and look at some of the benefits, and again, related. It regulates your blood pressure, as I just mentioned, because it affects all these systems. Your fluid balance is huge there. Regulates the fluid balance. Again, we talked about the H2O. But the blood balance and the H2O, the water balance in the body, electrolytes, is very critical for health. I'm going to mention when it gets out of control. Again, supports thyroid and adrenal. We hit on that subject. Supports hormone balance. Your hormones, they're little messengers, and they talk to every major system in your body and help regulate that and tell them when to turn on, when to turn off, and again, keeping balance in the body. That's what the hormones do. Well, this helps regulate your hormones and keeps a balance there. So that's huge for everything in health in your body. Antihistamine, it's a strong antihistamine. Studies have shown now, it's been popular for a while to use seawater, which is salt water, as a nasal douche to clear your nasal passageway. Works as an antihistamine, helps clear up allergens in the body. Well, they found that the pink Himalayan sea salt works wonders there. And related to that, remember, nose, throat, and ears, eustachian tube, all connected. So they found that it can sometimes eliminate problems of vertigo related to inner ear and tinnitus as well. So a lot of factors there, not just the antihistamine for the nose, but affecting the ear and throat as well. Can clear up conditions, minor conditions caused by allergens in your throat as well. Vertigo, again, that inner ear can help treat. It's been known to be to treat and reduce symptoms of vertigo. Now, it reduces muscle cramps, muscle spasms, fatigue. This is the electrolytes. Now, I'm just going to tell you real quick, and increases athletic performance, muscular performance. Now, just think, every day we move, we get up, we do things. We're moving creatures. We're using our muscles for things throughout the day, even if you're not doing sports or athletics or fitness activities. Still important to have those muscles functioning properly. When you get dehydrated, which your sodium levels get up, what's going to happen? You're going to get dehydrated, and your electrolytes go down. That's a nasty combination. That's a bad combination to have. You're going to affect your muscles. The real simple symptoms are going to be cramps. You can have spasms. You got to think about your heart. It's a muscle. Do you want a cramp, a spasm, a problem with your heart muscle? No. Lungs, diaphragm, respiratory system. Muscles make them work and breathe. So do you want any problems there? No. So just think, every function of your body affected by nerves and muscles can be affected. Pink Himalayan salt is going to assist you in that area. Now, I just want to tell you a real quick story. Years ago, I was on a military team in the United States for the U.S. Army. And second part of my military career, I was overseas in Europe, and we used to do all these crazy challenges and runs against all the armies from the other NATO countries. Long story short, when I got out of the service, I was just 20 years old. I kind of continued that survival, that crazy training up. Now it's a popular thing, mud runs and obstacle courses. But I had all these courses. I had one out in here in Southern California in the desert area, the low desert, Palm Springs area. And it was about 3.5 hours average. And I used to, in combat boots, and I would run through the desert floor, and there was this little ridge of mountain, not really mountains, but just a little ridge line of like hills with a lot of shale rock. I would run about 30 minutes through the desert in the summertime. I would run up, each peak got a little bit higher, and I would run back down, and then I would run through. Well, one time I decided I was going to do it without hydrating, and I always had a canteen with some electrolyte water there. And so I thought, well, I'm going to do it this time, and I'm going to do it and just do survival run without fluids. And I should have known better. This is before I really started studying the body scientifically, and thought, well, I'm a tough military man, I can handle it. Well, bottom line, what happened was I got completely dehydrated. Electrolytes were gone. About the last 30 minutes coming through that desert running back, I started getting shaky, out of control, almost fell down a few times. When I got into where my friends were at my friend's home, I looked at the street signs and they didn't make any sense to me. I didn't know where I was, only knew who I was, but knew I was in trouble. And finally I saw a golf course, and I started going along the edge of this golf course, and my friend's home was right on it. And I didn't even remember that. And then I saw these people waving at me like, what are you doing there? And I went by them, and I realized that was my friends. Bottom line is, guys, I was wiped out. It took me 3 days to recover. So you can see the importance here. Now, that's a little bit extreme, but just on a daily level, think about how it affects your system. So very, very huge there. We want to keep that balance, guys. Bone strength, it helps calcium absorption as well. So we're going to add to bone strength there. Anti-aging. Anti-aging skin has a lot to do with that. Your looks, okay? It helps that, again, hydration levels, which is one of the number one things you can do for your skin. It also has been proven scientifically to treat inflammatory conditions of the skin, any inflammatory conditions. I could list about 10 different conditions for the skin that it helps. So it's a big aid there. Weight loss, all right? So if we just look at, again, water retention, it keeps us from losing weight. Hormone imbalance, thyroid imbalance, all of those things can keep us from losing weight. Well, again, we've mentioned how it balances those systems, the hormones, the fluid levels. Blood sugar, it regulates blood sugar. All those things are related to obesity or excess weight or not being able to lose weight. So again, keeping a balance in the system, which we always talk about. Now, let me see if I got it over here. Actually, I covered everything I wanted to cover there. I'm going to come down here. Okay. Hypernatremia, okay, this is high sodium. Right? What happens there, you delete that H2O, that fluid balance. That's what happens when you have too much in your system, okay? Then we have hypo, right? And that's going to be low sodium, and we're going to get bad effects there. We're going to retain that H2O, and that in water in excess, it might sound a little crazy, but you can look this up, is a poison to your body when you overflood the cells. There was a thing in the news a couple years ago where they were having these contests at a bar or somewhere where they were seeing how much water they could consume. And one girl consumed so much water, it had that poison effect to the cells, overflooded her system, and unfortunately, she ended up deceased as a result. Now that, again, is a little extreme, but coming back to small levels. That hydration balance is huge, everybody. I wanted to just make sure I covered everything for you tonight. Didn't miss anything. Oh, acidity, pH. It helps regulate pH balance. I did a whole video on, talked many times about the apple cider vinegar, how we need that alkaline acidity balance. We want to keep our bodies from being too acidic. When we get too acidic, it leads to illness and disease. So the pink Himalayan salt is known to help increases that alkaline and helps you maintain a pH balance. Gut health, it affects everything in the body. So I highly suggest you get yourself some pink Himalayan salt, starting using that. Dump the sea salt, dump the table salt, guys. And there it is in a nutshell. Hope I didn't get too long-winded for you tonight. Hope you enjoyed that video. Excuse me just for a second here. And Cellini's out. Be well, everybody. Take care.